show you how to assemble our bins. So we've got large bins, double bins and single bins. Double and a single bins of jerry can holders, and the large bins can take 3 jerry can holders or a big esky. They're all assembled basically the same way. You've got a base. So the base, they've got a bend at on them. So it's all 4 corners bend up, and that's your base. And then we've got the front side. The front side has got a little bend to it, where the back side is just the straight piece. So the front side has got a little bend. That's what the side it shows towards the ski. So all of them, the single, the double and the triple, all got a front side, got a bend on it. And then you've got your side plates. That's how they look. The 2 side plates, and then you've got your feet. There's 4 of them. The feet. They go together like that. So that's how the feeders go together. They just in a Z form, like that. So the idea about the feed is you can adjust the height. You can adjust the angle, because most skis has got an angle on them at the back. So now you can adjust. If you've got a Yamaha Sea-Doo, whatever, you can level your box up, and that's why it's got holes in there, so you can adjust your height and your angle. So all the feeders got that. Okay, to assemble, this is the base. When we assemble them, you can assemble them with the bended sides up or bend sides down. Some blokes like them on a flat surface, especially if you go onto a Q-link on a Sea-Doo. If they're flat, then you don't have these edges impeding. But if it's this way, then you've got your bolts holding on the inside. Okay, coming to our bolts and nuts, we've got countersink bolts. That's countersink heads. They're 16mm long, and they're countersunk. The idea, because they're countersunk, is so they can sit inside the plate and not impede with whatever is on there. So that's countersunk. So we've got 12 countersunk bolts, and then we've got hex head bolts. Hex head bolts, so they sit flat on the side. They go in here, and they sit on the inside, and they've got a little bit of outage. They don't have to be countersunk. Okay, then we've got nylock nuts. Nylock nuts has got a little rubber thingy on the inside. We've got nylock nuts. They go with the hex heads. I'll show you. They go with some of the bolts. And then we've got dome nuts. The dome nuts, they goes on the corners, so they hide the sharp edges of the bolts on the outside. Okay. With the dome nuts, we've got spring washers. They're little spring-loaded washers. And we've got flat washers, little flat washers. Okay. Then also in our assembly kit, we've got a piece of chain that's pre-cut to the right size. And with this chain, we've got a couple of quick clips, stainless steel quick clips. They clip onto the chain like that. And the other one like that. That's your quick clips. They clip onto the box, and then this little bit over here, right in the center, that's when we put our large clip. That's also included in the kit, like that. So when you finish, you've got it assembled. You've got your chain like that. I'll show you how they go on later. Also in the kit, we've got a couple of sponges. They go on underneath the feet to protect your ski, so it doesn't, the feet doesn't damage your carpet on your ski. So there's 2 of them, and then obviously we've got a ratchet strap. It holds it all down at the bottom. Okay, coming to assembly. So first up, I've got this old mate here. You'll see on these plates, there's countersunk holes on them. On the one side, you see the other side doesn't have them at the bottom. So there's 3 of them countersunk. So when I assemble it, countersunk to the outside. Like that. We'll use one of the countersunk bolts, put them in there, and then we use a little nylock nut that goes in there. Also again with the countersunk holes on the outside, and then we install that countersunk bolts. Okay, now we take our front side. There's the countersunk holes on the outside on the front plate. Front one has got the one that's got this edge. Put it on like that. Don't go a bit tight. She's not easy, just like that. That's it. Countersunk bolts. There. There. Okay. Like that. Now again, the bottom, there's the backside plate, countersunk holes to the outside. Put them in. Like that. And then same story. Just put our bolts in. We're not tying them up yet. Now we need to install our hex heads. So I'll turn it this way so you can see. So we've got these holes on the side. That's where our hex heads comes in. Okay, now we're going to install our hex heads. So hex heads again, it's not countersunk. They go right in the corner there. Put them in, and then it gets a little flat washer, and then it gets a little spring washer, and then it gets a dome nut like that. And then same story. For the tying up. Okay, and that's all the bolts and nuts in that one. So tie up, it's just a normal 10mm spanner, 10mm spanner. Get over it on the inside. Just give them a nice tie up. After the first few uses, after the first few times that you've used your box, go back and double check your bolts and nuts. Okay, so now we're going to do the bottom one. It's a normal formal Allen key. It goes in there. That's it. That is our box assembled. So that's your box, that's your bin. So now we're going to do the feet. Okay, so as mentioned before, let's just move this box out of the way. This is our 4 feet. we've got, they sit like a Z shape. So on this one, just for illustrating purposes, I'm just going to use the first hole. Okay, so you just have to, whatever angle you want on your bracket, you just have to align 2 holes. So that will be our angle that we're going to do on this box. Or you can have it level and then you just line up 2 level holes. Or you want it at angle, you line up, you want it at more angle, you line up, so that's heaps more, that's a little bit less, like that. So you just line up whatever angle you want to do it at. Okay, so that means we're going to put a bolt in there. We want it at a slight angle, just a short angle. We put another bolt in there. So that will be the angle that your box sits on. So if you slope more, like you've got more weight on the back, but you want your box more upright, then you're going to angle it more. Take that bolt out, line up the next one, and now you've got a keeps more angle to work with, and so on. So you've got 4 holes, 4 hole adjustments. So on this one, we're just going to do a slight adjustment, like that. So that's how our feet going to sit, like that. Okay, so again, we'll take our nylock nuts, put them in, and then we'll just give it a bit of a nipper upper, like that. And this one, just like that, and that is our feet is assembled. Okay, now we're going to assemble the next foot. So we just do the same. They got to be obviously be the same on both sides, or else your box is going to be at an ugly slope. So we will go there. Okay, so that's the same on both sides now. Put a nut on. So obviously, got to make sure that you've got your feet pointing outwards at the same angle, or pointing inwards at the same angle. So you can do the feet pointing inwards if you don't have much space on your deck, but if you've got heaps of space, like most jet skis does today, then you just sit them on the outslope. And that's our 2 feet. So this brings us back to our box. On the outside, we've got our lip that side, so that's got to slope down. So this foot is going to sit there. This foot's going to sit there, and this one is going to sit that way. So, but you see how this? You see, if you look towards the inside, you'll see that the foot sticks over. So if you don't want that, then this goes to the inside. So that means that we will do this. So now the foot is on the inside of the box. It doesn't stick out on the outside. So if you it all depends on how much deck space you've got. I prefer sticking to inwards with the one that I've got, but yeah, most of them will be like this. Okay, this is our box assembled, nice and steady, lightweight. We'll turn it around again. So this is our feet, but as it is there, it'll damage the carpet. So I sent with these sponges. And they go exactly on your feet. Okay. And that goes on one dimensional carpet then. Well, when I send them out, I send them with 2. If you wanna pack them thick, I'll buy them with Bunnings, and you can just pack as many strips on there as you want to. So if you want to have it really thick, just get yourself some more sponge and stick them on top of this. So it works. But for these, this is how I use them, and that is our box. Okay. Now this is our chain. The two chains are exactly the same length from the middle. That is how we use them. And clip them on. Like that. And like that. Let's go and put it on that. So this is how it will fit. So you'll see if we clip it on now, we've got a heap of chain that's left over. So now we need to adjust it. We're going to take a few links off it. Nicely in the middle. Take 3 links, goes on to the 4th one. That might be close. Put it on there. So what we take off on the one side, we take off on the other side. So if we reduce it by 4 lengths on the one side, then we reduce it by 4 lengths on the other side. Okay, that's our chain, nice and tight. All that's left over is our ratchet strap. So this is nice and on there. Then this hook's on there. You see, like this strap here is, we don't want the strap, the shackle to push against the plastic of the ski. So if you want to make adjustments, just make a knot in this and it'll make it shorter or longer. So at this stage, this LEDs there will work just fine. Okay, we put our strap through. That goes through your toe hooks at the back, your tie down hooks. That. Okay, brother. And that's your box. So whatever strap you've got left over here, just cut it off, burn it, and then just make it nice and short. So that's your box installed. And that's how it sits, nice and strong. Now in that we can do you can carry 3 jerry cans if you want to, or you can put an ice box in. But that is how you assemble and install our boxes. This is on a Yamaha, on a Sea-Doo, especially Sea-Doo that doesn't have a tow hitch behind the seat. We send 2 of these big clips on, and I just clip into the pick clips and pull it back and tie it down as well. But I'll show you how to do that in the next video. But they're all exactly the same. This is how they look. Our jerry can holders, they bolt onto the side here now, and then you can have a couple of jerry can holders and your big ski in the middle, so you can have jerry cans outside or a life bait tank or whatever.
Or 5 jerry cans.
Or 5 jerry cans. Yeah, or you can have 5 jerry cans. We'll take you to continental shelf and back. Yeah, that's how it is. The sponge protects the ski really well. It is what it is. It stays on there, and that's how it blends. Thanks for watching.